Come with me to get a chest x-ray and an MRI abdomen with and without contrast. But leave your jewelry at home.
All right, so I will be getting the MRI first.
Here I am all done with my MRI abdomen and chest x-ray. So when you get CTs, the actual CT itself is quicker than the MRI, because MRI you go in and then you have to hold your breath and it like takes a while. But the thing is, this particular MRI that I have, I didn't have to do any kind of oral contrast, so my contrast was IV contrast. The oral contrast that I usually have to do when I get a CT, that's what takes a while, because you have to drink it over like 45 minutes to an hour, a certain period of time, and then you have to wait. So when you allot a time for these type of procedures, like I actually just took off the whole day, because honestly, you never really know, like, is there a wait or people in front of you or an emergency? And it's just to minimize stress. You don't want to have to rush from work to get here on time and then hurry the people that are working at the imaging center up, because then that frustrates everybody, because then if you have to get back to work on time. So I mean, I just took the whole day off, because you never know what's going to happen, and if you have like a time constraint, then that just stresses you out, stresses everybody out. So the MRI itself, like the actual process of being in the MRI machine, takes longer than the CT. But with the CT, I usually have to do the contrast that you drink, and that can take like hours. Like I remember one time I sat, and I'm not complaining, I'm just saying that this is life and how it is. Like I sat for an hour and waited for somebody to bring me the drink, and then they timed like from when I started drinking until like an hour later until they could do it. So it like takes multiple hours. So before you go in, you want to make sure that you're 100% sure, like, are you allowed to eat or drink before? Because you never want to go for a procedure and then they're like, did you have anything to eat today? And you're like, yes. And they're like, oh, sorry, you have to reschedule for 4 months from now. And another thing is, you want to remember to bring in your orders, because if you come in and you don't have the order from your doctor, they're not going to do it. And that would also be a huge waste of your time. And so make sure that you know your arrival time and your actual appointment time are always different. So for example, my appointment time today was 11:55, but my arrival time was 11:25. So you don't want to get those two things mixed up. You want to make sure you know when your arrival time is, and definitely try to arrive before your arrival time, because you have to take into account like traffic and parking. And then once you park, like finding it, like, is it on the 3rd floor? Do you have to take a back stairway? And this is all trying to help you to not be so anxious during these imaging studies, and definitely giving yourself time to get there, and then time, like you don't want to be rushed to leave. That will alleviate anxiety. And another pro tip that I have is get the actual CDs. So I know it sounds ancient, but they're not gonna like send you a digital Dropbox or send you like a USB or something. Like the way that these places do it is that they give you your CDs. And the reason for that is because, so I've been getting these imaging studies done for almost 10 years now. And like the place that I go, I want to try to keep it all the same, because they compare past imaging studies to current ones to see if there's changes, and that's really important. If they just look at it and they don't have anything to compare it to, then that doesn't give them as much helpful information. So I try, even though I have moved around in the past 10 years, I still go to the same imaging place, and they've been bought out buy another company and change names. And, you know, with any business, there's a chance that like it can move locations or get bought. So if you save your actual CDs of your imaging and you keep them at home, then you yourself will have record of your imaging studies throughout the years, just in case the place that you go like mysteriously vanishes and then all your records disappear. So I definitely recommend to get a copy of your CDs as well.